Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live direct on a Thursday evening. Hope everybody's having a great week, as I am. As we dive into the world of sports tonight, man, a lot of things going on. The NBA draft is going on. The Copa America football, soccer is going on here in the States and in North America. Also, you got the Euro soccer going on. And some other things that's going on, man. But we're here. We're glad that you're here. Hey, it'll be looks like only me for right now, and Ryan will join us shortly, man. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also on the podcasting side, you give us that 5-star review. Give us that 5-star review when it comes to our wonderful podcast, man. Thank you for all those that's listening on the YouTube side, that's listening and watching on the YouTube side, and also those that are listening on the podcast side, underneath the side of my voice. There's no crew to introduce to you right now because it's only me. It's only me right now. And should be joining me shortly. We got some sick folks with the crew. So, hey, you know, the show must go on, as they say in showbiz, man. But hey, let's talk about what's going on with the weekend review with sports. The weekend review with sports. The NFL is ordered to pay more than $4.7 billion in a Sunday ticket class action lawsuit. The NFL took a massive hit in the courts on Thursday, and it's one that could affect you if you purchase the NFL Sunday ticket package. A federal judge has ordered the league to pay $4.7 billion in residential class damages and $96 million in commercial class damages at the conclusion of what has become known as the Sunday ticket case. Following the loss in court, excuse me, the NFL announced that it would appeal the decision per ESPN. There will be a hearing on July 31st for post-trial motions, including one to set aside the verdict. The NFL will appeal it in the Ninth Circuit Court. Here's the statement from the league. We are disappointed with the jury's verdict today in the NFL Sunday ticket class action lawsuit. We continue to believe that our media distribution strategy, which features all NFL games broadcast on free over-the-air television, is the market of the participating teams and national distribution of our most popular games, supplemented by many additional choices, including Red Zone Sunday Ticket, and NFL Plus is by far the most fan-friendly distribution model in all of sports and entertainment. We will certainly contest this decision, as we believe that the class action claims in this case are baseless and without merit. We thank the jury for their time and service and for their guidance and oversight from Judge Gutierrez through the trial. Let me just read on. This class action lawsuit has been making its way through the court system for nearly 10 years. 10 years this has been going on. And the plaintiff sought $7 billion. The case originally filed in 2015 resolves around Sunday ticket on whether the NFL violated any antitrust laws by offering the package to consumers. Starting in 1994, the NFL began offering Sunday ticket as an option for out-of-market fans who want to watch their home team. For instance, a Steelers fan living in Seattle would have had many options to watch Pittsburgh play prior to 1994, but the inception of Sunday ticket, that fan had a way to watch every Steelers game. The argument came from the plaintiffs is pretty simple. The NFL, they think the NFL worked together with its network partners to inflate the price of Sunday ticket. The attorney for the plaintiffs, Amanda Bond, said the price for the Sunday ticket is unaffordable for most people. NFL, Fox, and CBS and DirecTV agreed to make expensive toll roads that very few people will be able to afford. Basically, it goes on and goes on and it goes on. So, hey, if you signed up for Sunday ticket back from 1994 till now, hey, look for your class action suit to come to you in the mail, maybe with this appeal coming in July. The NFL is a cash cow, like you, as those that are watching, you probably know that the NFL is king when it comes to sports right now. They are number one, and then everybody else is second, third, and fourth. It doesn't even matter. The NFL is king. They own most of the real estate from August, or I would even say July now with training camp, from July all the way to February, April with the draft. The NFL has managed to take away the calendar of real estate when it comes to news and events and things of that nature. So, hey, Sunday ticket, those that used to get the Sunday ticket, you might get some money coming to you, man. So, some other news. I'll just talk about this real quick. Well, not real quick. Dan's not with us tonight. Hey, the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers, 30 years in existence. They came into the league in 1994. They were crowned the Stanley Cup champions on Monday night. Salute, shout out to everybody that's a Panther fan here in South Florida. I'm in South Florida myself. And listen, when I moved here, there was talks of the Panthers moving. Attendance was low. Somebody say it ain't so, but attendance was low. A lot of people wasn't coming to games in Sunrise. The team actually used to play in Miami before they moved to the further north in Southwest Broward County in Sunrise, Florida. And hey, shout out to Coach Paul Maurice and all the Panther fans. Me and Dan will probably do a dive on game 7. Hey, I called it. The Panthers was going to get their act together and they was going to come back and definitely do their thing, and make sure that they hoist Lloyd's Stanley Cup. And they have been doing it up here in South Florida. They're down on the beach. They're hanging out on A1A. A1A, for those that don't know, that's a road right on the beach. And they've been hanging out. They took the cup into the Atlantic Ocean the day after when they won the Stanley Cup. It's been very festive. The parade will be on Sunday. I don't have the particulars in front of me, but it will be Sunday. I guess sometime in the morning. And the parade route, like I predicted, is going to be on A1A on the beach. So shout out to all the Florida Panthers fans. As far as the game, the Panthers got to me, in my opinion, they got back to what they was doing in the first 3 games. And throughout the playoff series, they was checking. They was moving the puck. And so let me just talk about this. A lot of people have been killing Connor McDavid. Don't understand why. Yes, he was the Conn Smythe winner of the playoffs. If those that don't know much about hockey, the Conn Smythe is the overall playoff winner when it comes to hockey. So he won that award. Brovsky was awesome in Game 7. Some of the spectacular saves that he did, it was crazy. So leave it up to Sergei Bobrovsky. I thought he should have won the Conn Smythe, but they're saying it was the totality and overall. And Connor McDavid in games 7 and 6 didn't score a point. Those 2 games, games 4 and 5, where he went crazy and scored 4 points each time during those games. But he won the Conn Smythe. But hey, shout out to the Florida Panthers. They was able to get it done. They faced adversity and they had some resilience. They got it together. Shout out to Paul Maurice, who's been coaching in hockey for the longest. He's been a couple of places, Winnipeg. I can't remember off the top of the head, but he's absolutely been a couple of places. And shout out to the Florida Panthers as they hoist Lloyd Stanley's Cup. Like I said, Dan, the hockey dude, who's not with us tonight, we'll probably do a deep dive on Game 7 and what's going on with hockey in the off season until the puck drops again in September, man. So shout out to the Florida Panthers again and all the Panthers fans. Hey, enjoy yourself. Maybe you might see me down there on Sunday on A1A, covering the game, getting some interviews from crazy fans. You guys deserve it. 30 years coming since y'all came in, and hey, congratulations and Lloyd. Excuse me, hoisting Lloyd Stanley Cup, man. Let me move on here. We'll talk about. We're going to get to the NBA here in a little bit when Ryan comes on. And you had here, if y'all didn't notice, Bronny James, he got drafted by the Lakers. Me and Ryan absolutely will be talking about that. You know, what's your opinion on that? I have some heavy opinions on that. Gene Wojciechowski, I just was watching. Gene Wojciechowski, he said on ESPN, I was watching the clip on TikTok, and Gene Wojciechowski, he said, hey, nepotism goes on all the time in the NBA. So what that he just said to me, what he just admitted to me is that LeBron's son, Bronny, is not they drafted him, but he really is not worthy of being drafted 54 in the draft. So that's what that's just meant to me. So yeah, the front office and things of that nature, but this wasn't done for Pippen. It wasn't done for Jordan. None of those guys. And Laker fans, real Laker fans. Hold on, there's two types of fans. There's Laker fans and there's your LeBron Laker fans. Laker fans, I guess your team is still hijacked for another couple of years. It is what it is. And no shade towards Bronny Jr., excuse me. I guess nepotism, it is what it is, man. I guess we just do stuff now without merit. And I will say this. If this was anybody else's son, they're not getting drafted 54th. Nope. They're not getting drafted. Sorry. You can say what you want. They're not getting drafted 54th in the league. There's no way on God's planet Earth. So let me go to the Major League Baseball rankings, the Power Rankings here. We got here, but the Major League Power Rankings, according to CBS, Matt Snyder. This was this morning, I should say. I think this morning. Hold on a second. No, that's time. I got it right now. So we have here in the top spot, we got the Orioles. They're number one. They won a head-to-head series in the past two series against the Yankees and the Phillies. Even though their pitching has taken a hit, the Orioles have been gangbusters when it comes to winning. The Philadelphia Phillies, they're number two when it comes to this list. The LA Dodgers, like I said, even with Mookie Betts hurt, they're still doing their thing. Shohei Ohtani, he continues at the break, 324, 26 home runs, 60 some odd RBIs. And to be honest, I mean, I know he's on the DL when it comes to not the DL, but I know he's not pitching. Man, why would you even go back to hitting? Just pitch. My thoughts on that. Just pitch. So, excuse me. The Guardians, they're number 1, 2, 3. They're number 4. Hold on a second here. Yeah, Guardians are 4, Dodgers 5, the Atlanta Braves are 6. I'm sorry, I skipped out over my Yankees. Jerry Cole is back, and they appeared to dodge a major bullet when Aaron Judge's hand got hit by a pitch the other day. But Stanton, he's hurting, and Gleyber Torres, he's up and down again. He got benched the other night for the Yankees. The Yankees lost 2 games to the crosstown Mets. They got pounded last night, 12-2. So the Mets take the Subway Series. The Mets are hot. I'll get to the Mets in a second. The Mets are the hottest team in baseball the last 3 weeks. They're currently now at 500. And shout out to the Mets. I'll get to the Mets in a second. 4 of the Guardians, 5 of the Dodgers, 6 of the Braves. The Brewers are number 7. The Red Sox are number 8. Mariners number 9. The Twins are number 10. The Royals are number 11. Astros number 12. The Cardinals number 13. The Padres is number 14. Read this. Fernando Tatis Jr. has a place since being removed from Friday's game due to getting hit with a pitch. And the elbow is pretty concerning because they absolutely need him in the lineup. So, yes, they do. The Padres do absolutely need him in the lineup. The number 15, the Mets. The Grimace thing is, naturally speaking, kind of nonsense. But, hey, I'm always up for a fan base rallying around something nonsensical. The 2019 Nationals fans rode Baby Shark to a title. So maybe the Mets will ride Grimace to a title. Like I said, the Mets are now at 500. They're 39-39. The Texas Rangers at 37-43 at 16. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they're at number 17. The National League champs, they're number 17. The Washington Nationals at 18. The Rays are 40-41 at 19. The Pirates, still 2 games under 500. Dan should be happy. The Reds are 19-21. That number 21. The Cubs, 22. The Giants, 23. The disappointing Blue Jays. Blue Jays are they're up 5-0 against the Yankees in the I want to say the first inning. The Yankees and the Blue Jays are playing, but they've been very disappointing for all of that. For Vlad Guerrero Jr. not having a very good season, man. Sometimes it's just good to just be quiet and just go about your business and just play ball. That's just my thought. The Tigers are woeful, 37-43. I shouldn't say woeful. The Angels, 33-46. They're woeful. The Athletics, 29-54. The Marlins are woeful. They're about to do their fire sale. Any teams looking for? I think I saw today. Jazz Chisholm. They look like they're going to put him on the block. So if you need a center fielder or outfielder that's a leadoff hitter, hey, give a couple draft picks to the Marlins, and you might be in there. Jazz Chisholm. And then you got the Rockies, who are awful, 27-53, and the most awfulest team. I don't even know if awfulest is a word. The Chicago White Sox. They're 43-1. Excuse me. I'm sorry, 22-61. They're on pace to be 43-119. So, baseball fans in Chicago, I don't know what you got. You definitely need to look at. I don't know. They just been, and you think about it, the White Sox were a playoff team a couple years ago, and now they can't even get right as far as that. Let me move on to the NBA. As I said, Bronny James, he got drafted by the Lakers on this past on today, this afternoon. There was a lot of how can I say that, opinions on whether Bronny James should be drafted. Hey, but even before the draft, which I think the draft is weak, in my opinion, Ryan will come on here with his rah-rah and his pom-poms, and he's going to tell you the such. But I think, I think it's weak. There's a lot of guys. I do like Memphis, so I'll go through the draft, the NBA draft order here before Ryan gets here. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry. The page is loading here. As I'm saying that, there was also rumors about Durant trade rumors. Durant is not going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere. Porzingis, he's going to have some surgery. There was also some transactions also here. Shout out to my Knicks, man. Shout out to my Knicks. So today, Keyshawn George was traded for Dylan Jones. That's Washington. And I'll just get to my Knicks here in a second here, Friday. Yeah, the Knicks got Mikal Bridges for a bunch of draft picks from the Brooklyn Nets. 5 first round picks, and some Knicks fans might have think that was too much. The Nets had the leverage. The Knicks knew that this could be a good fit now, so the Knicks signed Obi. They got Bridges. They need to seal the deal with Hartenstein, and let's see if there's some money left for Hartenstein. I don't know. We'll definitely take a look at that. Let me look at the draft tracker here. Oh, I'm sorry. So one, it was let me go to the draft here, which it's between two nights. That's the first time they've done two nights. I have my own tinfoil hat conspiracy theory on why that sound like the DA. The Hawks, who were number one, they took guy from France. He's shooting for Zakari Rasacher. He's number one. Another guy from France, a center, Alex Sarr. Like I said, Ryan knows a whole lot more about this. He'll be on here shortly. He'll go over that. Then you have Reed Shepherd, point guard from the UK. I'm sorry, the University of Kentucky. And then you have Stephon Castle. He's from UConn. He's a shooting guard. Then you have Ron Holland. He's from the G League, number 7. He was picked by the Pistons. Like I said, Castle got picked by the Spurs. Shepherd picked by the Rockets. See what Ryan got to say about his Rockets. Number 8 was Rob Dillingham. He got picked by the Spurs. This pick I like right now, number 9 from Memphis. Zach Edey. And I'm not saying this because he's a Purdue alumni as myself. But Zach Edey, 7'4", he's 299. He's a big body, and he'll be able to, I think, kick and shoot out there to John Morant. This is I think this was a no-brainer. I think Memphis was surprised they pick Edey at 9, but they got him. Cody Williams, he went to the Jazz. Matters was Buzelis from the G Unit. Shout out to G Unit, to the G League, Chicago Bulls. Nikola Topic, he went to the Thunder. I think that's from Serbia. Then you had Devin Carter. He went to the Kings. The Portland Trailblazers picked at 14 Carlton Carrington. And at number 15, Kel'el Ware went to the Heat. Shout out to all the Heat fans. Y'all let me know how that's going to work out. Jared McCain went to the 76ers. Dalton Nett. A lot of Laker fans was loving this here in the first round. He's shooting for it. Another shooter from Tennessee. If you saw some of the highlights, he can definitely shoot this rock. According to CBS here, this is an absolutely no-brainer. Someone whom I would have to take in the top 7. So if you've seen Net play, he definitely can shoot that rock from the outside, and something for, I guess, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They needed another shooter. They suffered tremendously because they didn't have that third option as far as a shooter. A consistent shooter, excuse me. Then you had Tristan DeSilva. Goes to the Magic at 18. Jacoby Walter goes to from Baylor, goes to the Raptors. The Kings pick Jalen Tyson. The Pelicans pick Evis Misi from Baylor. The Suns pick up Deron Holmes at number 22 from Dayton. AJ Johnson from Australia, from the NBL in Australia. He goes to the Bucks. Keyshawn George from Miami goes to the Knicks. We'll see about that. The Knicks had another pick. They picked up Hakomi Datlet from France. A lot of European guys. Hey, what's his name said it there? Gilbert Arenas said it, that this league is global as it is. There's a lot of international play with the NBA now. Dylan Jones from Weber State goes to the Wizards. Terrence Shannon Jr. goes to the Timberwolves. Ryan Dunn goes to the Nuggets at number 28. Isaiah Collier from USC. Bronny James' teammate. He goes to the Jazz at number 29. And for the world champion, Boston Celtics, Baylor Shimerman from Creighton. He goes as number 30, man. So a lot of interesting things when it comes to the NBA draft. Like I said, Brian should be joining me shortly as when it comes to the NBA draft. What's your thoughts on Bronny James getting picked in the draft? How's that going to work with Bronny James in LA with his dad now? Laker fans, get at me. Let me know how you feel about this. Like I said, there's two types of Laker fans. There's the ones that was there pre what can I say? You know, you have BC before Christ, and then you can say BLBJ before LeBron James. So, you know, you have those type of fans. I don't know. I mean, you got JJ Redick. JJ Redick, he got announced as the coach the other day. There seems to be some firestorm about something he said years ago. That will get settled one way or the other. Not here to talk about that as much, but you know, he made his debut as the coach, and you know, there was a reporter that asked him something, and he was kind of dismissive. I think JJ Redick, yeah, he's a great basketball, good basketball mind. Say great, you know, knows more than me. He's absolutely an NBA player. He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's doing. And his, how can I say, his commentary on the NBA Today, on ESPN, and all his other jobs that he's done for the medium, it's worked out. I think he can be a little smug at times and a little know-it-all. And he got challenged a lot with Stephen A. As far as that, I don't watch those shows too much, but he's the coach. And you know, this is the way of the world. This is the way how things are going. You know, people are mad that, you know, he got this job. You know, you can say this about other guys, Jason Kidd, other guys like that. Hey, this is what it is. These players, we live in the world now. I say the NBA world of player empowerment, where the players got all the juice, they got all the decision making, and they can do whatever they want. Well, I won't say do whatever they want, but they have a strong opinion when it comes to who does what, who coaches what, who bees where, and there's nothing more evident with the Los Angeles Lakers and how JJ Redick, he is now the coach for the LA Lakers, and how they picked his son Bronny James at number 54, 55, and you know, hey, that's shout out to the Lakers. If that's what y'all want to do, I'm glad, you know. Shout out to Leon Rose, the general manager for the Knicks. Let's give him his flowers, man, for what he's been doing, how he's been wheeling and dealing as the general manager for the Knicks, and making this Knick and being patient As a Knicks fan, I'll say this, and maybe I'm a little biased. The most exciting playoff series during this whole NBA playoff series was the Knicks playoff series. Absolutely. When the Knicks played, it was must-see TV. Knicks play defense, Knicks rebound, they hustle. You know, the series between the Sixers. Unfortunately, we couldn't get past Philadelphia. I think we probably, it's not Philadelphia, against Indiana. If we would have got past Indiana, maybe we could have gave Boston a better run than Indiana. But shout out to Leon Rose, man, for doing his thing. So now he's bought as Mike Mills always says, the Villanova 5 to New York. So you got Bridges, you got our main man Brunson doing his thing. Shout out to Brunson, man. He's been I don't know how Dallas let y'all. Dallas, how'd y'all let him get away? Thank you. We appreciate you for letting him definitely get away. Like I said, Ryan should be joining us shortly. I'm the host and moderator, producer, the guy gets water, everything tonight. It's just me. And appreciate you guys for hanging out with me tonight and doing our thing. Hey, make sure you click, and subscribe to the channel, to our YouTube channel. Tell somebody about the show. Make sure you hang out with us in the comments, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're on all that. TikTok. We're not live on TikTok because we don't have enough followers. We have 500. So, hey, if you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody, guess what happens? We can change that 500 into 1,000, and then we can be able to go live anytime on TikTok. So make sure you share the content. Content is going out all the time on TikTok. We definitely appreciate all those that subscribe to our channel, that that hang out with us when it comes to the world of sports. Here, like I said, there's a lot of things going on. You got Copa America. You got some football news going on. Speaking of whom, and there he is. There's a lot of things. Copa America's going on. You got MLB going on. All-Star game. All-Star here for here soon. I think the Major League Baseball game All-Star game is the best out of all All-Star games. I thought hockey used to be better, but it's definitely, I think MLB used to be the best. Let me add Ryan to the stage. Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
All right, Ryan. All right. No camera tonight. You just audio.
Nah, I'm audio for now, but I'll jump on camera soon.
Okay. No need. It's just me. I've been solo the last 30 minutes, man. So it's just me and you, man. I just finished talking about how Leon Rose, shout out to my Knicks, how they've been how they've been doing their thing as far as making moves for Mikal Bridges and stuff like that. I'll give it to you and let you talk about some of the transactions that have happened, and you can start off with my Knicks. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, obviously, man, you guys traded for Mikal Bridges. Awesome three-way player, 3-and-D guy, can hit the jumper, can play defense. He can fit in any system, and he's with his Villanova boys. So good fit. You give up a lot for him. You gave up a haul, which is, all those unprotected picks for, a guy who's not an all-star. He could have made an all-star team but he's not a number one option. So you gave him number one option love as far as with the trade and the picks go. But I understand why the Knicks did it.
I think the Nets had the leverage too, because they Nets understood and knew what the Knicks needed. You agree?
No, I don't. The only reason why that trade happened was because Houston agreed to give them their picks back to get the Phoenix picks.
That's right. Okay.
So if it wasn't for Houston agreeing to give back their picks, what was going to happen was the Nets were going to try to get a player to team with Bridges in Brooklyn, because they didn't control their pick. So, they have to try to win. You know what I mean? Because They don't have their pick. Once Houston decided, hey, because Houston has so much young talent. Once they decided, look, we just drafted in the lottery with top 4 picks in the last 4 drafts. So there's really no need, even though it's a good draft coming up. You have Cooper Flagg in the draft and things of that nature. you can only have so many young people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So it just wasn't feasible. And the Rockets saw that the Phoenix picks might be even more valuable. It's not as valuable as the Nets pick are right now. But Houston was in the position to wait because they love their core six. So when the Nets got back their picks, now they can tank. You don't want to tank when you don't have your picks. That just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So to be honest, everything went into motion with the trade because of Houston giving the Nets back their picks, and it was the perfect storm. It's the Villanova guys are in New York. They want to play together, and I understand why they did it. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks are probably thinking, hey, we're going to be good for the next 5-6 years. Those picks might not even be good anyway. So the hell with them. And to your point, Leon Rose in the front office of the Knicks have done a great job. They've acquired a ton of assets. They still have a lot of picks left. Correct. So they did an excellent. They're doing an excellent job. I gotta give kudos to them. Again, I've been preaching that the Knicks have been doing a good job since since this last season. But you overpaid for OG, but I understand you had to pay him because who'd you give up? You gave up Quickly and RJ, so you have to pay him. Yep. Listen, what do I always say, Kev? I don't count these billionaires' money. So fans, don't count the billionaires' money, because as we know, no matter how bad you think a contract is, it could always be moved. It could always be shopped. You could always reach a buyout. I mean, these teams are making so much money. They're paying people just to go away, whether it's coaches, players, it doesn't matter. So the money's endless. Now, the only thing is you have to, work within the new cap system. So the Knicks they're going all in. And look, I've always said, being a Rockets fan, and we've all, in the Harden era, we had Daryl Morey. One thing, we didn't win the championship, but one thing I appreciated from Daryl Morey was that dude, he always tried to win. Even when Golden State had the juggernaut with Kevin Durant, it seemed like the Rockets were the only team that was trying to say, hey, man, let's go after these guys. And I appreciate that from New York saying, let's go after Boston right now. Now, people are saying, well, they only have one budding star or superstar or what have you with Brunson. And, the whole thing is you need at least 2 stars. So basically, it's you have a bunch of like high end, I don't want to call them role players, but they're not stars. But it looked like they're banking on team chemistry. They're banking on depth, and they're banking on wing defenders, the OG Anunobys, the Mikal Bridges to go up against Jaylen Brown, to go up against Jason Tatum. So I understand what they're doing. Look, man, you got to strike while the iron's hot. How long has it been since the Knicks been relevant like this? So you have to do it. I mean, yeah. So did they give up a lot? Is it a lot? Yeah, you have to overpay for success, man. You can't be cheap and think you're gonna win. You just can't. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to go heavy into luxury tax, and you're gonna have, and that's just what it is.
What was I gonna say? The only loose change piece they need to do is Hartenstein.
Right, and that's what they're doing now. They're trying to finagle some money. They trade their draft picks because you don't want to bring in a first round draft pick, and his money is slotted, with for your cap. So they got rid of that. I think Hartenstein's going to sign, to be honest with you. I know OKC can throw a lot of money at him, and it might be too, if the monies are close, well, with $3-5 million, I think he's gonna stay with the Knicks. I think he seems to be that a loyal person.
I think so too.
The Knicks seem to be building a nice culture with Tibbs, with loyalty and hard work and things of that nature. And they kind of unlocked Hartenstein.
Yes.
Especially I love the Hartenstein and Jalen Brunson handoff and the handoff pick and roll type of action. Yes. So you're probably gonna have to trade Mitchell.
Yeah.
Because but again, I like what the Knicks are doing. They're competing and they're trying, bro. That's all you want from your front office, from your GM, and from your team. Is try. You know what I'm saying? It's try. Try to win it.
Try to win, and
try to win it, bro.
Sometimes some professional teams. I was just before you came on. I was just talking about going down the list of the power rankings for MLB, and I was like, and how the White Sox are, how they're just abysmal, and like you said, man, they've been abysmal for the last couple of years, man. It's like
right. It's and teams in baseball are built differently. Like the Astros. The Astros was bad for so long, and they tanked and got first round picks. They got the Altuves, the Correas, and they built a culture. And the culture, whether you think it's cheating culture or whatever, it's still a culture. They still win. They won cheating, and they won when they didn't cheat. So, but now Houston is just clockwork now because they have the players, like the Yankees, the Dodgers, they spend money, they go out and get, the Stantons and the Sotos and the Dodgers go out and get the Mookie Betts and the Tane. So they get free agents. So when you're not a free agent destination, that's not willing to spend. And kudos to those guys. Hey, they're spending. There's no salary cap in baseball. They're spending. They want to win. So that's all you can ask for from your team, from your GM, your front office with your franchise is try to win. You're not going to win. Nobody's going to always be on top. There's going to be down years. Everybody has down years. Once you have a dynasty and you build a dynasty, what the people call dynasties, there's always an end to the dynasty. Happens. Nobody's never on top. The Chicago Bulls, San Antonio Spurs. Now we see it with Golden State. It's always going to be a downtime. But when you're in a position to go for it, you have to go for it, and that's what I appreciate what the Knicks are doing. And I think, even though they did give up a lot, hey, you got to go for it, man.
Gotta go for it. Go for it. Who you like in the draft so far? So the draft looks like I've been kind of monitored. What did you like about the draft? What teams?
Well, I think I think Minnesota did good with the trade with getting Dillingham. San Antonio drafted him, but then they shipped him to Minnesota. So that's going to give Minnesota more firepower. I like that. I like the Dalton Connect falling to the Lakers at 17. Yeah, he's a top 10 talent from what he showcased this year. Now I get it. He's a little bit older. They don't like old players, man. A lot of these GMs don't like old players, so that's why he fell. But I like that. The two French guys, they have high ceilings. You know what I'm saying? So, and it seemed like it was a French player was getting drafted every other pick. It seemed like it was a lot of French guys. Yeah.
The Hawks took French guy Zachary at number 1, and then
Zachary Richier. Yeah.
And then Alex Sarr went to the Wizards.
Washington Wizards. Yeah.
And like you said, got a guy from Nikola Topic from Serbia. He went to the Thunder. As I'm watching him, there was somebody else from France. But like you said, there was a couple of French guys.
It was like 5 French players.
The Knicks.
The
Knicks got a guy. I was shooting for. What's his name? Pacomi Dadiet from France.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. What do you think about Edie going to Memphis? Your thoughts on that? How does that work with Morant?
I understand it because they had Valanciunas, they had Steven Adams, so they've always known to have big guys. So they traded Steven Adams to Houston. So I understand it. That's their culture. They want a big. You know what I mean? So I understand. It's not a bad pick. The only thing is, they kind of play fast. Like Memphis plays their best when you can move JJ to the 5 and they go fast. So they're gonna have to, when Edie's in the game, they're gonna have to slow down.
Right.
Or slow down the half court. If you don't have a fast break, then you're gonna have to wait on it. But I like it. I like the pick. I mean, big body, he dominated college, and again, it always seemed like the centers were going away, but everything comes full circle, man. All these teams are big, bro. All these teams are big. They all got size. It's all about size now. So, so they needed to replace their bigs they lost. So I'm not mad at the pick. I thought he would have went. Right. I thought he would. Yeah, I didn't know he was going to go that early. But yeah, I like what Houston did. Houston got Reed Shepherd because Houston needed shooting. And he shot. Listen to this, Kev. He shot 52% from 3, bro.
Holy crap.
52% from 3. And it's not like he took 63 pointers. He shot a lot of them. 52%. And he's athletic. He's on the smaller side. He's like 6'2", but he has a 42 vertical jump, 42-inch vertical jump, which was the highest at the combine. So he has some athleticism there. I like that. I love Castle going to the Spurs with Wemby to pair him with Wemby. He's gonna probably be. He's a big point guard. He can play some too. Yeah. So he that was good.
He's 6'6".
Yeah. So he's a big lead guard. So yeah. So those are the teams that I like. What they did. So yeah, man. So the draft is here. Now we gotta turn our attention to free agency.
And when does free agency commence?
All right, so Sunday, teams can start signing free agents. There's the free agency show is starts on Sunday. Yep, so free agency starts Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, so and they had the second round today, first time where they kind of they normally had it on the same night where the second round was after like midnight.
They always used to do this. This is the first time I could remember.
It's the first time.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, this the first time, but it was kind of clunky because of the presidential debate. So they kind of had to move it down. Yeah. So going forward, it's going to be like, at 8 o'clock prime time. Because normally the draft is like on a Thursday. So now they did it Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll see what happens, man. So Bronny went to the Lakers.
I was about to ask you that. Bronny went to the Lakers. What's your thought? A lot of let me say this. I said this earlier before you came on. Gene Wojciechowski, he was talking to Stephen A, I guess, right after he got picked, and Woj says, "Hey, nepotism is all through the NBA, through the front office."
Of course.
He says through all this. He said, "What makes this different?"
It's all through life. in every endeavor in life, whether it's your job, whether everything, you're always gonna try to look out, especially a family member. So I get it. Hey, and nobody, the Lakers and LeBron didn't stop anybody else from drafting him. So if you don't want the Lakers, if you feel that pissed about it, then you draft him, and the Lakers don't get him. So they can draft whoever they want. Listen,
well, I think he wouldn't have played if they would have drafted him.
Right. Well, right, but but what are you gonna do? But nobody. Listen, the Lakers knew what they were doing. They knew nobody's gonna draft the guy because the guy is not. I don't want to beat the guy up, man. But the guy's not an NBA talent, man. Not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
I think he should have stayed in schools, try to hone his skills. Me personally.
Well, you can, but you can hone your skills in the G League. If somebody's going to draft you, you might as well go hone your skills in the G League. Because what's going to happen now is if he goes back for another year of college and doesn't do well, it's going to make it worse. Yeah. And not only that, Kev, this draft they say is historically bad. So you know what I mean? So it's a bad draft. So this was the perfect time for him to come out. It worked out. It worked out. And I'm not mad at it. Look, other people had a chance to draft him. You don't want to draft him. Now, what I didn't like was, Rich Paul saying he's only working out for this team and that team. Like, dude, that stuff like that are made for the top picks, okay, to be telling who I'm not going to work out for, and then to say that he's not going to be a two-way player. I'm like, okay, dude, now you just like throwing it in our face the power. Now you're just throwing the power that LeBron has in our face. You know what I'm saying? We get it, but don't come out saying, oh, he's not gonna do a two-way contract. He's not going to the G League or this and that. He's not working out for this club. Come on. Stop. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I didn't like. I don't mind them drafting him and stashing him and having him play with his dad. So be it.
Gotcha. Ryan, you got before we leave, because we're gonna be out of here because we don't want to be up against the presidential debate either. You came on last week, but you had to get out. What was your thoughts on the Celtics and the Celtics series with the
Mavs?
Yeah, with the Mavs.
I just thought, listen, man, like experience means something, bro. Experience with a team means something. Boston has been there. They've been to the conference their conference championship in like last 6 out of 7 years. Mm-hmm. Been to a championship, lost it. Their two best players was just prime and ready, and they got contributions from everybody. Everybody contributed. Everybody knows their role. Everybody is an all-star in their role. Porzingis came back and balled out. And every game is somebody else. It's Drew Holiday, it's Derek White. So you also got to remember too, what Dallas did, they earned it. They made it there, but they still made a bunch of trades at the trade deadline, and they weren't, you know what I'm saying? And so they weren't as a cohesive unit as Boston was. Boston was just prime, man. It was just they've been the best. Boston been the best team the whole season. And people want to say, well, the West is tougher. Yeah, but Boston had a great record against the West as well. So Boston just, their two best players, I don't want to say they didn't dominate the series, but their two best players was just seasoned and they were ready. Luka had some weird games. Kyrie had 2 bad games. His games in Boston were horrible. So if Luka and Kyrie are not going to be on top of their game for the whole series, it wasn't going to last long. We know that. So that's it in a nutshell. It's just the better team won, obviously. But yeah, I just feel like Boston, earned everything they deserved this championship. They earned it, man. They took their lumps, came back strong. And when they got Drew Holiday, man, it kind of solidified the team.
Yep.
If Milwaukee knew that Drew Holiday was going to be rerouted to Boston, they would have never have done this trade.
That's right. Nope.
Never. But that's their fault. You can't send. How are you going to send a guy who helped you win the championship to one of the worst teams in the league? And you don't think he still wants to win? You think he wants to go and you know what I'm saying? So what they should have done was, hey, let's get a third team in there. Because if Portland didn't want to keep Drew, because if they're gonna keep Drew, they might as well have kept Dame. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
So if Portland didn't want to keep Drew, get a third team involved and ask Drew, hey, Drew, we're going to make this trade. Where would you like to go? And these are teams that we can't trade you to, Drew. We can't trade you to Boston. We can't trade you to Miami. Like, right. It was like, and
he got Boston anyway.
And he got to Boston anyway. So that they didn't do their due diligence on that trade. They were just so happy to get Dame because they wanted an offensive closer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some changes are gonna have to come with Milwaukee, man. And how long does Middleton stay there? And Brook Lopez, and so yeah. So, but getting back to your question, man. I'm sorry, I'm getting long-winded. No, but Boston, yeah, but Boston, their role players played great. Pritchard comes in and hits half-court shots every game. It was just, so, and they were just clicking on all cylinders, man. It's just teams get hot, bro. Teams get hot at the right time. And again, man, we all know you got to go through something before you win that chip, man.
Yeah. What was Boston? What they said, they was like 81-20 when it was all said through the whole season. They was from start to finish. They was the best team in the league.
From start to finish. I got to give kudos to Al Horford too, man.
That's a dog right there. He continued.
I mean,
the old man, he been getting it done. Yes.
Right. And I remember Al Horford from the University of Florida days with him and Joakim Noah and, winning 2 championships back to back in Florida. He's a glue guy. He's smart. He makes winning plays. And not only that, everybody on Boston's team, literally every one of Boston players can hit a 3. That's why they take so many of them.
Yep.
They're like, they shoot too many threes. Yeah, I get it. They do shoot too many threes, but don't think they still have guys that can get to the rim, that can play in the mid range with their 2 wing players, with Tatum and Brown. Right. So and then you dump it down, to Porzingis in the high post. And now the floor is wide open for them.
Porzingis actually just had surgery today on that.
Out 5 to 6 months. Yep.
So.
Yeah, man.
Basketball, like you said, free agency is upon us. It was been an exciting season. I wish the finals was a little bit more competitive, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. It happens.
Stuff happens. Before we go, WNBA, what you got before we get out of here?
Well, WNBA, I don't know if a lot of people know, but on Monday, they had the Commissioner's Cup, and Minnesota beat the Liberty for the championship for the in-season tournament championship. And yeah, so it picked up. The game's picked up back up today. The Aces are actually playing the Sky right now. So WNBA is going to be in full swing. Then you're going to have the Olympic break in about 3 weeks for the Olympics. So yeah, it's in full swing. NBA is going to be finished, but hey, we got WNBA and I'm all here for it, man. So We got a good, rookie of the year, conversation with Caitlin and Angel. They're playing phenomenal. And man, shout out to the rookies, man. They're playing phenomenal. They're backing it up. They're playing great. But one bad note though, Cameron Brink did tear her ACL. Yeah, for the Sparks. She tore her ACL. And it's bad timing too, because she actually made the Olympic team for the 3-on-3. So just a bad break for her, but she'll be back. But the rookies are playing phenomenal, man. All the rookies who are getting quality minutes, doing their thing. Camila Cardoso is doing her thing, and just happy for the growth of the game, man. Just happy for the growth of the game. The Aces are struggling a little bit, but they got the point guard back. So they, from the injury, Gray, so she's back. So, it's in full swing, man, and keep supporting the WNBA. And that's what it is, bro.
I'm glad that game last week was a very good game between the Sky and
Fever.
And the Fever this past Sunday. And I'm just glad
very competitive.
I'm just glad we're just talking about the game now. Let's just focus on the game. All other stuff take care of itself. Real quick, Ryan. I know you're a basketball junkie. Did you see the chick, the 18-year-old out in, was it China? She's like 7'3". Did you see that?
Oh yeah. In the under 8, I think she's like what, 16 or something like that.
She's 16.
The under 18, yeah, she's like 7'2" already or something like that. It's funny, man, because
when she come here, how does that work? Go ahead.
Nah, it's gonna be a long time before she even think about going to the WNBA.
What's the age? 20, I think.
WNBA, you have to be 3 years. No, you have to be 4 years removed from college. Oh. You can only you can after your 4 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You said you was going to say something before I interrupt you.
Oh no. I just said yes. It's going to be a while before she thinks about coming to the league. Maybe she goes to school. Maybe she goes to to an NCAA program and that nature. But she's playing against people my height who are like 5'5".
I saw a video the other day. I was like, "This is not even
coming to like her waist, bro. It was crazy."
And they just give it to her in the post, and she just throws it up.
Give it to her in the post. She just turns around. Oh man,
that is funny. What I was going to say to you, hey, your Jamaican team lost to Ecuador in the Copa thing.
Oh, bro, like
USA,
yeah, man.
Panama 2-1. I was just watching here on the screen. Yeah. Soccer's here. Go ahead. You was going to say
the tournaments. Yeah, just piggybacking on Jamaica. Just was disappointed with that first half against Ecuador. They played Mexico, very well. They actually scored first, but it was offside. The guy was barely offside. And took the goal away, and then they gave up. Then they gave up a goal to Mexico and lost 1-0. Played Mexico well. And then came out very flat in the first half against Ecuador last night. Very flat, but they came out and put the pressure on Ecuador in the second half. Actually, the first two goals that Ecuador had, it was an own goal and a penalty kick, and they didn't award Jamaica a penalty kick on the same play that Ecuador got their penalty kick on a handball. So. It is what it is. So we'll see. We'll see who wins all these these tournaments. But soccer is in full swing. Football is in full swing.
Football is definitely in full swing. Like I said, it's only me and Ryan tonight. I rocked on for about 30 minutes before Ryan got on. We're gonna end it right here. I'll just give it to parting shots, and then I'll give it to Ryan. What you got, Ryan?
Man, hey, listen, man, it's been a good NBA season. Kev, thank you for having me on, bro. I really appreciate it. Appreciate what you guys are doing. The consistency, you guys are always here talking sports, something you guys love, man. Just keep it up. And I'm always here when you need me, brother.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Ryan, so much. Anytime I call Ryan comes through. And he talks about consistency because it's funny what I'm getting ready to say with my party shot. Hey, we're going to take a break. I'm going to take a break for 2 weeks. We're going to be on break for 2 weeks. But as Ryan said, consistency. On Thursday, there's a tape show. And then the next Thursday, there's a tape show. So make sure you tune in for it. There's a dude who I actually went to high school. I didn't go to high school with, but me and him are alumni at the same high school in Brooklyn. Wally Green, he's a world-renowned ping pong player. You want to check out his story. His story will be next Thursday on 4th of July, same time, whatever. You get a chance, check it out. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. And then the following game, we'll be talking about esports. Eric and Dan talks about Madden and the new college football 25 that's been 10 years since the game has came out. And Dan talks about his Call of Duty and stuff. So make sure you check us out. So like I said, we won't be live for the next 2 weeks. We're taking a summer mini break, so to speak, kind of refresh our batteries. And as Ryan says, this is very hard to do. But if you want something bad enough, you'll keep doing it. And consistency is the key. That's what all I know in life. And I appreciate Ryan and the guys. We're here every week to bring you sports, man. So definitely appreciate that. We're going to get out of here because I don't want to be in competing with the presidential debate, which I think will start in 20 minutes. So whoever's watching or whatever you're doing, enjoy that or whatever. Hey, make sure you tune into the Sports Chasers podcast every Thursday. We're live, like I said, for the exception for the next 2 weeks. But if something does come out, check for us on IG. We do have the capability of going live on IG. So if something breaking or something like that, hey, I might even grab Ryan. Be like, hey, Ryan, let's go on IG for a second. Talk about, say, maybe some really good trade or maybe some good, free agency. And, we'll definitely talk about that, man. But I'm not going to belabor the point. Hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin.
Hey, real quick, Kev.
Go ahead.
Hey, shout out to the Florida Panthers, their first championship. I don't know if you already hit it, but shout out
I talked about
to them, man. I'm not a big hockey dude. I know Dan is. Dan has, given me so much knowledge about the game, but bro, I mean, that game 7 was intense, bro. I couldn't even watch it most of the time. I had to turn the channel. I'm like, I can't. It's just nonstop action. It was good. I'm glad they won. And them winning like that in game 7 made it even sweeter than them, possibly sweeping or winning the game 5. This made it sweet. But the parade is on A1A on Sunday.
A1 on Sunday. I think it starts at
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down there, Ryan. See what's up, man. Maybe
you gonna go down there?
Well, we'll talk afterwards, man. We'll talk.
All right.
I think we need to go down there and I think it's gonna be fun because they've been wilding out already on A1.
Oh my God, yeah, they've been doing everything with that cup, bro. You know what's funny? I did not know that the Stanley Cup has been the same cup. I thought everybody just like how the NBA or the NFL, they just give you a new trophy. It's been the same cup this whole time?
It's the same cup. They actually get like a replica, so to speak, for their thing. But yeah, that's the same cup. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep, that's why.
Wow. Okay. So it's the real cup now, but then after you give it back, you get like a replica to put in your like showcase or whatever.
Showcase and stuff like that. Correct.
Oh man, that's dope. I like that.
And everybody's name that has won on the cup, it goes on the cup. So if you won the cup, your name goes on there with your team in the year.
That's excellent, man. That's excellent. Yep. That's excellent.
Man.
Cool, man.
So hey, check out for me and Ryan. We're gonna be down there at A1A. Hey, maybe we get a swig with the cup, Ryan.
Right.
On behalf
All right, brother.
I'm Kevin O'Warren. Hey, Ryan DeSouza for the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be great, have a great weekend. And like I said, hey, we won't be live for the next 2 weeks, but check us out anyway, and we'll be back, man. Y'all be good, y'all be great. Have a blessed one. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.